Rod. We are back again. This is the PHIN Outta Football Podcast. We are here to give you the Thursday night preview, man. Still a work in progress, man. I am on the tentative name, bro. TNF Thursdays. That's what this is gonna be. The Thursday show. This is obviously a preview show for the Miami Dolphins. That one of the rare things is that sometimes that preview show is gonna be on the same day that the game is, and that is officially this day, bro. So it's gonna be kind of odd doing a preview show when the game is in like 30 minutes.
That's how it worked out.
This is how it worked out, man. So this is pretty awesome. Now this to make sure that you guys get an idea that the Thursday show is different from the Sunday show. The Sunday show is a reaction show. The Thursday show is a preview show. The Thursday show is gonna have a little more open-ended discussions because at the end of the day, it's all
Speculation.
Speculation. We don't know exactly what's going to happen in the game, so we're just going to give our best to preview what we think could happen, what to look out for. But also, they give us the opportunity to have some engaging and really dope conversations on the Thursday show that we might not be able to get to on the Sunday shows because there's so much to talk about what happened on that day. So to give you an idea of what's going to happen on this show. The Thursday show is going to be the preview. Like I said, Rod is going to give you the three keys on offense, three keys on defense to give you the overall three keys to victory. As far as today's shows, man, we got some NFL hot takes. And as you can see in the title, I just want to go ahead and give a full circle and wrap up the conversation that we've had about Ashton Jeanty going all the way to pre-draft, right? This has been an ongoing conversation, and I want to go ahead and pretty much put a bow on it and really give a better example that I did on the last video that I did. And again, people called us out in the comments. We're open to criticism. If it's fair, it's fair. Somebody made a great point saying, hey, you didn't even really give videos to back up what you were trying to say. And you know me, just like this Petty Cam, there's Petty Herb. Oh boy, I got videos. I'm going in today. But before we get to that, Rod, we got to get to this, man. So let's get right into the preview, man. Rod, Miami Dolphins, Buffalo Bills, game preview. How do you feel about this game that is about to go on tonight, sir?
So, Herbie, I really, really, really wanted to come on here and spin the positive take. And I'm still doing my three keys to the offense and defense, right? But I got to be completely transparent with all of y'all. Considering that the opponent is Buffalo, who has owned us the past several years, basically the last half decade, considering it's Thursday night football, prime time, considering it's a short week, considering how the Dolphins have looked the previous two games, especially the defense, I can't help but feel that this game is going to go one of two ways. It's either going to be one of the most disgraceful primetime performances we've seen this side of the Mark Sanchez butt fumble, or this could be just one of those incredibly shocking games. And I'm obviously leaning toward the former. Like, the only semblance of hope that I have for victory is this hat. The rest of me does not believe that the Dolphins are pulling through on this one. And, listen, when you look at the way the team has looked, Herbie, the dysfunction, miscommunication errors, guys not being on the same page, the defense, like it's been a mess behind the scenes, on the field. And Herbie, if this was Mike McDaniel's, let's say, second year, and we were just, this was kind of like a sophomore slump type of deal, I would feel differently. But this is year 4, dude. This is year 4, and we're still having communication issues. Tua is breaking the huddle with 7 seconds, 6 seconds left to go. Like, and he still, after breaking the huddle, has to direct traffic. What time do you even have to look at the defense at that point? That's why, the end of game execution for the previous game against the Patriots was so terrible, Herbie, because you had delay of games, you have guys not getting the plays in, supposedly. And then after the game, there was a bunch of finger pointing. So when you add the vibes with what we have seen factually on tape, with what we have seen from Buffalo, who, when they were last in this building, Josh Allen arguably had the best game of his career. I don't really feel good about this game, Herbie. I'm not going into this game with false hope. It is football. It's any given, well, they say any given Sunday. I guess technically it could be any given Thursday or Monday or whatever. But I'm not feeling too good about this, Herb. I'm fully expecting the Dolphins to do what they usually do on primetime, which is embarrass their fan base, like they have been all season long.
Well, speaking of embarrassing, what's embarrassing is this 11.5 point spread. That is pretty embarrassing for
And
them in
hey
this
Herbie,
game.
what's so bad about it? When I saw that spread, now mind y'all, as a bettor, I never really touched the double digit spreads in the NFL.
Yeah,
Like
for
in the
sure.
NFL, that's always like a trap line to me. This is one of the rare times where listen, man, if you are down bad, if
Down
you're
bad.
down as bad possible,
That's
go ahead and
possible.
throw everything you have. Throw your life savings on Buffalo covering that shit tonight, man.
That's pretty bad. That's pretty
Throw
bad.
your life savings.
I thought you were going the opposite. I ain't going.
No,
You hit me with an AI crossover, my
no,
boy. You crossed
no,
me
no, no,
up.
no,
Okay, okay,
no,
okay,
no,
okay, okay. Well,
no.
let me give you some some context to why you probably feel the way, man. So, Rod, I got some stats about the Miami Dolphins as it is through 2 weeks of the season. Again, short, very small sample size, but the numbers are damning, bro. Opponents' points per game, 33 points a game. That is second worst in the NFL. Opponents' yards per game, 375. That is 26th out of 32. Opponents' yards per play, you rank 25th. Opponents' third down conversion, second worst in the NFL at 31. Opponent's fourth down conversion, it is at a whopping 100%. Teams are completing 100% of their fourth downs, bro. Now, let's get to rushing defense. Opponents, let me see, yards per game, 139 yards rushing. And you're going against a team that has James Cook and Josh Allen tonight. Eesh. Opponents passing, and this is where it gets real cute, dog. Completion percentage, 78.85% of the passes that quarterbacks are throwing at the Miami Dolphins are being completed. Ranked
Herbie,
dead last.
let me tell you, Herbie, picture this. When the Patriots in the previous game ran 11 personnel on passing plays, they had an 85% success rate. That means almost every time they had a multitude of receivers on the field, they had success, Herbie. 85%.
Jesus Christ.
That's unbelievable.
That's unbelievable.
And this is to a Patriots team that hasn't even found their wings yet.
This is to a Patriots team that put up 10 points against the Raiders the week prior. And we know for a fact that Raiders team is not all that great. So, yeah, that is damning. That is absolutely damning. So, not all is lost, though, Rod. Not all is lost, though. It looks grim. It looks dark. But there is an opportunity for success, man. So, let's go ahead and get you to your 3 keys, man. All we can do is be optimistic. We don't know if they're going to lose, right?
The game hasn't, Herbie, the best part is that the game hasn't been played yet.
The game has not been played. That is a fact. Man, so Rod, what are your 3 keys to victory, man? Starting with offense. Or do you want to start with defense? Whichever you prefer.
Well, I'll do offense this time.
Okay.
When I do, all right, for my 3 keys on offense, the first key to victory, Herbie, and this is just my own personal taste, I would like to see the Dolphins mix some more up-tempo, hurry-up drives. And the reason I say that is because in the previous game, especially at the end of the first half, we had success running that. We had the Patriots defense on their heels. Now, I know Buffalo is a different caliber of opponent. They are dealing with quite a few injuries on defense already, so that kind of leans toward our advantage. So you imagine they're still going to be working on some of their chemistry. They have a lot of guys. They don't have all their multitude of starters. Like Matt Milano's out. I don't think Ed Oliver's playing. I think guys in the secondary are banged up. So, I take advantage of that. And I know with the defense that we have, you can't run a hurry-up offense all game because you'll just be putting them on the field longer. So, but I would like to use up-tempo series to kind of be the change-up on our offense, Herbie. I think it would help us out. And I think also, especially if we start the game with it, I think it would catch Buffalo off guard. And that's one of my biggest problems with McDaniel, Herbie, is that outside of the element of surprise that he had when he first, crafted this offense, at the end of the day, Herbie, the Dolphins don't really do a good job of creating advantages for themselves, right? Like all the best teams in football, Herbie, they create advantages for themselves. When something works, they stick to it. If the best coaches, Herbie, if they see the run works, they keep running the ball. I'll never forget that one Sunday Night Football game where Jonas Gray for the Patriots ran for like 200 yards because the Colts couldn't stop him, right? And I think, Mike McDaniel has really struggled with that as a coach, Herbie. So I would like to see some more up-tempo stuff on offense. My second key to victory, Herbie, and this kind of plays into what I alluded to earlier, Herbie. There has to be better communication, Herbie. When I was watching the film, it was really damning to see how many communication errors appeared. Like it was apparent that there were some communication errors. Like that first interception that was called back, Herbie. Tua and Tyreek are completely on two different pages. Like Tyreek cuts up field when the play is broken, and Tua thinks he's going to continue running across. And there you have an ugly looking play. And you see these things throughout the entirety of the game. The final two drives, Herbie, the false starts, the delay of games, having 12 men in the huddle. Like the Dolphins have too many miscommunications on offense. The plays are getting in late. Tua has like 5, 4, even 3 seconds to read the defense sometimes. Of course you're gonna be a one-read quarterback when you don't even have time to look at what the hell they're doing. Like it's just, Herbie, there's so many things wrong with the offense right now, Herbie, in terms of them being disorganized and just being. And here's the thing, Herbie, this was at home, right? Like the Dolphins don't have the luxury of not dealing with, and Buffalo has one of the most raucous crowds in all of football. So we need better communication on offense, man. And if that means simplifying some things, if that means having more wristband plays for Tua, Herbie, the Dolphins have to stop this bleeding, right, in this aspect. And my final key to the game on offense is going to be Tua. Herbie, Tua has to see opportunities. One of the things that I noticed when I was watching the film, Herbie, and I'll be honest, I didn't notice this when I was just watching All 22 myself. It was when I seen Kurt Warner had a breakdown, and I decided to hop on it, and I was like, all right, man, Kurt Warner has a nice lengthy little breakdown. And he pointed out some things that really made me sit back and think. And like a lot of the plays, Herbie, where Tua dumped the ball off the A-chan on screens and swing passes, there were guys coming open downfield, and he had time. And the thing that baffled me, Herbie, is that these are plays that in his first 2 years under McDaniel, he was making them. You know what I'm saying? Those dig routes, those drag routes, those slants over the middle, they were coming open as long as he anticipated, right? And that was the one thing that was his selling point, Herbie. And I don't know if Tua is just not comfortable with his protection, if he doesn't trust his receivers anymore. I don't know what the case is, but there were too many times where he was speeding through his progressions and hitting a check down, or there was too many times where he was just like, for example, there was a play in the game. This was late in the game where he throws to Waddle in double coverage, Herbie, and you have Malik Washington running across on an over route, right? Like it's like Tua just decided to play Madden on that play. He was just like, you know what? I'm going to square no matter what, and he just heaves the ball up, Herbie, and it's like, dude, play the actual game. Like it made me kind of step back and go like, damn, like Tua might get this dude fired. Like after McDaniel, Tua is officially a coach killer. Like, you know what I mean? And Tua just has to do a better job, Herbie, of seeing opportunities on offense. On defense, Herbie, I'm going to be real quick with it because this defense hasn't shown much. But the first and foremost, Herbie, the defense has to pick their poison. And I'm saying do your damnedest to stop the run. At this point, pick your poison. Like you can't let teams bully you in the run game and the passing game. Like at least force a team to have to throw the ball. Yeah, they're going to have success because we don't have any corners right now. But at the end of the day, you got to pick your poison. You got to, and I'm saying settle out on the run. Stop the run. Make sure that Buffalo cannot run all over you. Force Josh Allen to have a day instead of James Cook completely annihilating you, which is what I'm afraid of. If Ramondre Stevenson could look like a rhinoceros running through our defense, I don't even want to think about what James Cook is going to do. Second thing, Herbie, this defense has to find ways to make plays. We have to get a turnover, bro. And I know Josh Allen has improved as a guy in terms of protecting the football. But Herbie, whether it's a fumble, like Herbie, the defense has to make a play. The defense has to find a way to give our offense some nice field position. I know our offense has been a little shady to start the season, but they could use some help, right? Instead of always sitting on the sidelines. Like, bro, the first quarter against the Patriots, the Dolphins had the ball for like 6 minutes. Not even. Like they had the ball maybe for even less than that. I mean, for the first half. Just because our defense is consistently on the field. At the very least, if we can get some game-changing plays, change field position, that'll help us get some points. So defense, somebody make a play, whether it's a forced fumble, whether it's a pick off a tip pass, we got to secure something. And my final key to the defense is kind of similar to the offense, Herbie. Be disciplined. There are too many times, Herbie, I'm watching the defense and a play can be made and it's a missed tackle. You know what I mean? How many times did you guys get burnt by Ramondre Stevenson on a freaking screen pass against the Patriots? Be disciplined. Understand that, take the right angles. Like, there's too many times I see these guys, Herbie, just like the effort on the tackling is just poor. Like, the Dolphins could stop a lot of plays from being, and also you got to stop the penalties too. We killed ourselves with penalties in these previous two games, right? In the first game against the Colts, Matthew Judon running into the punter. In the previous game, even though I thought it was kind of a ticky-tack call, the illegal contact, we have the Patriots on 2nd and 25, Herbie, and we have an illegal contact that bails them out. You know what I mean? Like, the defense has to do themselves more favors in these areas, Herbie. And that'll give us a chance, man. That's what I feel like.
All right, man. So you hear that, man. Those are the 3 keys of victory. We're going to see what happens in this game. Actually, we're not. You are. I'm going to bed after this. So I'll figure out what happens to the Miami Dolphins when I wake up at like 12 o'clock in the morning and I look at the score app and be like, oh, okay, they did get blown out by 12 points, man. Vegas knows again. But let's go ahead and move on and close that chapter, because at the end of the day, I mean, we have no idea what's actually going to happen in about 30 minutes, bro. So let's move on with the show. So we got 2 ways we could take this. We could either go Ashton Jeanty or we could do NFL hot takes. Which one do you want to go first, my boy?
Go ahead, Herbie, bro. I know you've been waiting for this.
Oh, okay. All right.
Ahead,
I would take the floor. Let me take a bow. I'll take the floor.
Okay, Pappy Loco. I fuck with that.
What we got? Hey, man. Shout out to the homie Pappy Loco in the building, man.
Love.
You already know, man.
You taking a line.
Man, shout out to the bros, man. Shout out to the bros in the chat. So, to recap the Ashton Jeanty conversation, right? I'm not trying to beat a dead horse. So I'm going to preface this by saying this. Guys, you can be critical of somebody and not think that person is going to be a bust. I don't know what happened to Discourse where just if you don't think this person is the best thing since sliced bread, that does not mean I think that person is bad. I'm seeing that all across the internet, bro. Our video that we did, the last video that we did in regards to Ashton Jeanty, and we compared his stats to other quote-unquote can't-miss running back prospects.
The Wolves
We got called haters. We got called idiots. We don't know what y'all talking about. And it gets on my nerves for 2 reasons. One, how do you know? How do you know? Why are you convinced? 2, the only reason why these people are convinced is because other people are telling them and convincing them. It's like, y'all are not using your own brains, right? When it comes to Ashton Jeanty, I'm saying this. Ashton Jeanty is Haitian. Why would I want another Haitian to fail? He's a part of my culture. Mm-hmm. I want nothing more than that young man to be successful. He's a good kid. 2, I don't care if I'm wrong. I say this all the time. There's only one person I will die on a hill with. There's only one person that I wish on his downfall. His name is Trevor Lawrence. Anybody else, I'm cool with being wrong about. I already bent the knee for Justin Herbert, so I have no problem bending the knee. If just Ashton Jeanty goes on to be a stellar running back and have a Hall of Fame career, bravo. I want more good football players. But what I am doing is relaying information that my eyeballs are telling me. The things I see that's going through my retina, that's going to my brain, and is forcing me to make speech, and the speech that comes out based off of my thoughts is I don't see a special running back. I see a very good running back. Through 2 games, I'm seeing the same thing that we saw in the preseason. That's why I did the video. Because at some point, the numbers have to bear out. The numbers are bearing out. Yes, he has a bad offensive line, but that's the whole point. You drafted him in the top 10. Special running backs are supposed to make bad offensive lines serviceable. Special running backs make serviceable offensive lines good. Special running back make good running offensive lines look great. That's the whole point. You take advantage of the small things and you do something special. Ashton Jeanty has not done anything special because he's not special. It's not the line. It's not the play calling. It's not none of that. Special players make special plays. Now, another criticism that we had in the last video that we had was that we didn't have no video evidence. We was just yapping. Oh, really? Say less. I got you. Now, what we're going to do in this analysis, we're going to break it into three things. I'm going to show what I think is good about Ashton Jeanty and ultimately why I think he's going to be a good running back at the end of the day. What I don't like about Ashton Jeanty, what made me have the pre-draft concerns to begin with, and why I ultimately don't think he's going to be special. And we're going to start with what made me think gave me concerns in the first place, right? So,
let's go to the film.
This is what made me have concerns about Ashton Jeanty. And this is just how I feel. Oh, my bad. I got you. Oops. There we go. This is an infamous play that he had in, I want to say when he was in college, right? One of the most famous plays. It's a great play. Everybody knows about this play. This is against Oregon. And what everybody was hyping this play up, I was kind of confused because it showed me the same things that I did not like about Trent Richardson, and it showed me the same things that I did not like about Leonard Fournette coming out of college. What you see is a great play, and this is an amazing play. I'm not doubting it. This is an amazing play. But this is the problem with the play. You should not be running head on into a collision with two other people. That's not like no, you should not be doing that. Because the reason why you shouldn't be doing that is because you develop a false sense of security that you bring with you to the next level. That's the first thing that I noticed with Trent Richardson that I immediately didn't like. Everybody hyped up Trent Richardson because of his ability to break tackles. And I used to always say, he plays for Alabama. Why is he getting touched? He shouldn't even be getting touched in the first place. If he's breaking tackles, that means he's running into contact. So either there's a vision problem or there's I've been doing this my whole life and it's never bit me in the ass, so I don't really care problem. Trent Richardson was a vision problem. Leonard Fournette was the latter. I've been doing this my whole life, so it's never actually stopped me problem. Ashton Jeanty is falling into I've been doing this my whole life, it's never been a problem. Yeah, you could do that against Oregon. You could do that against the WAC. You can't do that against grown men. That's bearing fruit. So I said I don't like the fact that he's always looking for contact. When you look for contact, you limit the big playability. Because when you run into somebody, that stops your momentum. What happens when your momentum is stopped? These guys who are DBs running 4.3s, you're letting them back into the play. That's all it is. It's a running style based off of years of being able to get away with it. He got hit behind the line, and then he ran into two people. He could bounce outside right here. I don't know if you can see my thing. Can you see my
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
He could bounce outside. Look at all of this. Look at all of this. You bounce outside, you're gone. But he literally runs into two people. How is that going to work in the NFL? Okay. So that is what I noticed where everybody was looking at the play and, oh my God, it's almost comical watching defenders deal with Ashton Jeanty. I was looking like he shouldn't be running into people like that. That's one example. Now, let's go into the good, which is why I ultimately think he's going to be a good running back, right? So we're going to go ahead and switch the camera angle. Oh, that's where it was. All right, bet. So let's switch the camera angle to this. This is him in the preseason against the 49ers. And this is why I think he's going to be a good running back, because only good running backs could do this. Look where he gets the ball. Matter of fact, let me mute this. He's going to make 2 or 3 jump cuts in a row. Only good running backs could do that. If that is your baseline and that is your skill set, at the very minimum, you're going to be a good running back. 1, 2, 3, boom. And he made 3 cuts in 2 seconds. That is very, very good. That's awesome. 1, 2, 3. Look at the quick feet. That gives you a baseline. Look at him hit the hole, running through people. That gives you a good baseline.
That offensive line looked better in preseason, I'll tell you that.
That's pretty darn good. That's pretty darn good, man. And there's one more play that I want to get to that it was a really good play. This right here. This is also a good play. You hit the hole, boom. This is a good play, but it also shows why I have a problem with Ashton Jeanty. Why are you looking to create contact? Make him miss. If you make that dude miss, you have one man to beat. You're running. It's a foot race at that point. You choosing contact, you choosing to engage contact stops your momentum. And now what happened?
Tackled by the next defender.
Hello. Now, I'm showing you the positives and the negatives in the same play. Now I'm about to show you the things that concern me and why I really am getting concerned about him being a superstar. Let's go to the other angle. Hold on. This is against the Chargers. This was the last game. In theory, it is a great play. But now I'm starting to think something. And I'm going to show you why. What I'm going to show, I'm going to explain. Let's look at the play. Boom. Make one dude miss. Lateral agility. He did all of that and got 1 yard. It's not the O-line. Let's go back and look at this play again. He got the hold that he. Oh, my bad. There you go. Let me hold on. Where is it? Oh, no.
It was at 24.
It was at 24. I think it's about to come right here. Hold on. It's about to be the next play.
Yep.
He got the hole. Look at the hole. He got the hole. There's a linebacker about to meet him. He makes the dude miss. Great move. But this is when I realized something. This nigga slow as hell. He's slow as hell, Ron. Look how fast people are able to pursue. Nigga, look at the pursuit angles, dog. He's not getting anywhere. He's not going anywhere. And that's when I'm like, wait. People are chasing him down. And people shouldn't be chasing you down if you're special, dog. Special players don't get chased down. That's what separates you. So I have, let me see.
Look at Derrick Henry, dude.
Look at that. Perfect. I'm going to show you examples. So here go another play. Look at him. Look at him. Look where the linebackers are. Look where he gets the ball. There is a crease. Look how fast the linebacker is already about to meet him.
Damn, it's kind of glaring when you look at the film of it.
He got the ball here. He's only here. Look how fast the linebacker is ready to meet him in the hole. How did he only get there and the linebacker's already there? This nigga is slow.
It's different when you're playing against them college athletes, bro.
It's different when you're playing against college athletes. There's a reason why he didn't run a 40 at the combine, and there's a reason why he didn't even run a 40 at his pro day. Everybody runs a 40 at the pro day because it's hand time. He didn't even do it there. It makes sense. Let's go back and look again, guys. Look how slow this Negro is. And it breaks my heart because I want him to be great. But this is ridiculous. How is the linebacker already there? Okay, you did a great job. You made him miss. You broke the tackle. You ran his ass over. Look at the pursuit angle from the guy that's coming all the way from back here, already on his ass. Look how fast he was able to hawk him down. He's not getting yards because his O-line is bad. That's part of it. He's getting O-line. He's not getting the yards that's available to him because he's slow. Boom. Another play. This is against the Patriots. I hope I got the right play. Perfect. You're going to see a hole. This is a hole. This is a hole, guys. You make that dude miss, you're out of there. Look at the fucking crease. I'm sorry to use my language, but this is the part. Oh, my bad. Hold on. I'm sorry, guys. I got to change it. I'm sorry. I forgot to change the angle. You're going to see the fucking Red Sea part for Ashton Jeanty, and you're going to see him do absolutely nothing with it. This is against the Patriots. Look at this hole, Rod.
Oh, bro, clear skies.
Clear skies. Clear skies. Look what happened. There's a linebacker. You got one person to meet. If this is Saquon Barkley is already at the 30-yard line. If this is Bijan Robinson is already at the 30-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. He's slow. He's letting linebackers get into the play. He's not fast. He's not fast. Here's another example of it, Rod. Right here. Look at the hole. Look at all this space. The linebacker's here. The linebacker has no business making this play. If this is Bijan Robinson, he's out of there. If this is Saquon Barkley, he's out of there.
If this is Devon Achane, he's out of there.
If this is Devon Achane, he's out of there. We're not even going to talk about what this would be if this was the Jahmyr Gibbs. The linebacker got into play. How? How? And this is when I really understood how slow he was. So we're going to go ahead and change the angle again. This is the one that, and this is what really scared the hell out of me. This is a throw in the flat. This is from the preseason game against the 49ers. Look where the linebackers are. Look where the football is. Look where Ashton Jeanty is. Yeah, he's got Ashton. How did this man not turn this into anything? How did two linebackers How did two linebackers 10 yards away from him get to him that fast? We're going to run it again. How? Look where he caught the ball and look where they are. They're back here, Rod. They're back here, Rod. They're 15 yards away from him. Look where they catch the ball and he does nothing.
He has no acceleration whatsoever.
That has nothing to do with the O-line. That has nothing to do with the play call. That is in the open field. If you are a special running back, you do something with that. When I seen that, that's when I was really, really concerned with Ashton Jeanty. Because you have to turn that into something. You can't blame the O-line in that situation at all. There's no acceleration. There's no burst. He just let somebody run right into him, dog. And this is where you got somebody like Derrick Henry, right? And another thing that people in the comments were saying was, oh, what about Derrick Henry? Derrick Henry break tackles. What about Josh Jacobs? Josh Jacobs break tackles. I'm like, I'm not talking about people catching their legs and stuff like that. I'm talking about a play style. Derrick Henry does not look to just run into people. Derrick Henry gets skinny in the hole and he accelerates. And then he stiff arms the hell out of a fucking safety because he's smaller. But he doesn't try to just run into a pile of people. Same for Josh Jacobs. I have two examples of that. Let's start with Derrick Henry. This is Derrick Henry. It's a mess at the line. This line ain't all the way open for him and stuff like that. Hold on, let me take this off. This line ain't all the way open for Derrick Henry. It's cluttered, but Derrick Henry gets skinny. He's able to get skinny through the hole. Look at all those people surrounding him. Get skinny. Boom. Now, this is where I want to show the difference. The safety is here. You got three guys right here. He runs away from him. He beats the pursuit angle because Derrick Henry actually has speed. That's the difference. He made him lateral with him because he's so fast. Look at Derrick Henry.
You're not catching him.
He lost momentum. There was two defenders behind him, and he was still able to run away from them while losing momentum because he has speed. Don't talk to me about this goddamn Raiders O-line, dog. I'm not trying to hear it. For real. Josh Jacobs, same thing. This is Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs ran a 4.6, dog. Josh Jacobs is bigger than Ashton Jeanty, right? Y'all think that Josh Jacobs is just this big bruiser. No, he's not. Watch this play. This is going to give you an example of who Josh Jacobs is. Look at Josh Jacobs instantly. If this was Ashton Jeanty, he's running straight into this linebacker. That's not what Josh Jacobs does on this play. Look at that move. Lateral jump cut. And this is the difference. You have a cornerback right here. What does Josh Jacobs do? Because Josh Jacobs has explosiveness. He beats the pursuit angle. Guys, I don't like homeboy.
You ain't making this up, man. You ain't making this up. You ain't making this up.
I'm not making this up. Like, the problem with people is that it takes so long for people to come off of their preconceived notions. I'm not like that. I just judge things for what it is. What I said coming into this season, or after the preseason, after the first game that Travis Hunter played, we made a video. I said, I don't know if he's all that special. At some point, it has to be about your skill set. Like, what you did in college is irrelevant. Like, I have to judge you on your skill set. We said after the first game with Travis Hunter, I said, okay, yes, the idea of Travis Hunter is amazing, but he still has to be on an NFL field. And on an NFL field, is he really that different as a wide receiver, a 6 foot, 185-pound wide receiver? Is he? No, and it's bared out through 2 games. You can't really say that he's looked like he's been dominant on either side of the ball. And now we're already seeing people saying, man, Travis Hunter might as well just pick one position. We didn't need to get to the regular season to say that.
Been saying that. Been saying that.
Like, people, it's not hating to just see what you see and come to a conclusion. It might be different than yours, but it's not hating. So, to the homie who said you wanted video, I gave you all the video that you can handle, dog. Like, the baseline for Ashton Jeanty is a good running back because of the first play that I showed. That quickness, that foot speed, the lateral agility to do all those jump cuts, a good running back can do that, right? So he has a baseline. We've seen Maurice Jones-Drew, who is very similar to Ashton Jeanty, have a great career.
Right.
There's a line for Ashton Jeanty to have a great career. This is not about saying Ashton Jeanty is a bad running back. This is just, I don't think he's special. And if he's not fast, which I have not seen, then there's no way he could be special if he's not fast. Homie is lumbering out there right now.
And you know what, too, Herbie? And outside of Derrick Henry, ironically, Derrick Henry is probably one of the only running backs that you didn't really see it right away, right? Like with Bijan,
not to cut you off. I knew how do I say this? I don't mean to cut you off because it's a perfect point to bring up. My rebuttal to that is that Derrick Henry was a second-round pick. He was not considered generational. We have to remember that. So that argument is out the window. And I'm so happy that you brought it up because I know somebody's going to be in the comment, oh, Derrick Henry took a while to get started. That's not the point. Alvin Kamara was a third-round pick. Nobody thought Alvin Kamara was going to be special.
Right.
Right? Though I'm comparing him to his contemporaries. I'm comparing him to Adrian Peterson. I'm comparing him to Saquon Barkley. I'm comparing him to Christian McCaffrey. I'm comparing him to Bijan Robinson. I'm comparing him to running backs who were drafted in the top 10. Adrian Peterson's first game, he had 103 yards rushing, and he had a 60-yard touchdown reception. His first game. Mm-hmm. Saquon Barkley, his first game in the NFL, he had a 68-yard touchdown run.
Special.
Bijan Robinson, first play was a reception that went for a touchdown against the Falcons in his first game. Against the Panthers. When you're special, you show it very soon. You show it very quickly. I don't care about negative EPA and all. Don't talk to me about that, man. I ain't trying to hear that. For real, dog. I'm not trying to hear that. Get that copping please BS out of here. Y'all said that y'all had one, which was crazy to me. Y'all had the nerve to say he was a better prospect than Bijan Robinson. Like, do y'all know how good Bijan Robinson is?
Nah, man. There were people saying that, Herbie?
Of course. Plenty of people saying that. Like, y'all know me. I'm a proud Bijan Robinson dick rider. There's nobody on planet Earth could tell me that there's a better pure running back than Bijan Robinson. So when I heard, I'm like, y'all, just on the baseline, before Bijan got to the NFL, Bijan is 6 foot, is 210 pounds, 215, and ran a 4.4. Like, that alone, they weren't comparable. What are we talking about?
People just say anything, man.
Bro, it's just this necessity to make the next great player the greatest player you ever seen. I feel bad for Ashton Jeanty. It is not his fault that he is not that top caliber of player. but the proof is in the pudding. I showed the examples, and that lack of speed is concerning. And to me, it's just me and my man Chris Sims, bro. We're on an island, bro. Chris Sims is already saying, "Yo, I'm concerned about Ashton Jeanty because I don't see it. I'm here too. It is what it is."
We've been here.
Yeah. So I want y'all to come in the comments this time. I'm come. Bring it. Bring all the smoke. Bring it all. Bring all of it.
Hey, what I always say, Herbie, there's never too much film to show.
Never too much film to show, man. So, all right, man. So let's get into some NFL hot takes before we get up out of here, man. Rob, what kind of hot takes you got, my boy?
Okay, so my first, hold on, let me see. My first, this is not, you know what, Herbie, this first one's not even really a hot take. I realized that before the season, I don't think we actually went through like that usual ritual of like Super Bowl picks.
Right.
So I don't have one for the AFC because right now I'm like, you know what it is? I'll be honest with y'all. Like, I'm afraid to pick an AFC team that's not the Chiefs in fear of the Chiefs like bouncing back and once again go to the Super Bowl.
Stamp it, Rod. Stamp it. Ain't nobody gonna see this. Stamp it, dog. Stamp it,
You know,
man.
I'm gonna give it one more week before I do my AFC. But my NFC is solidified, Herbie. The Green Bay Packers are going back to the Super Bowl with their third different starting quarterback, Herbie. When you look at the way they have started the season and you look at collectively the team from quarterback to running back to receivers, and Matthew Golden hasn't even gotten going yet. And you look at the addition of Micah Parsons, Herbie, I already thought their defense was going to be pretty good coming into the season. The addition of Micah Parsons has elevated them to a championship caliber level. And when you just see the way they've looked through the first two games, the Lions dropped 50 on the Bears, dog. Dropped 50, but the Packers made them look pedestrian. And that's the type of power they're going to have, Herbie, with both the offense and the defense. You know, there are teams, Herbie, in the league that you look at what they've done the first 2 weeks and you don't know if it's sustainable, right?
Yeah,
like,
for
look
sure.
at the Colts.
Yeah.
Are the Colts sustainable the way they are right now? I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure Daniel Jones is going to look this way for the rest of the season.
I'm going to say it again. If Daniel Jones has a decent season, Anthony Richardson has to change positions, man. Yeah, put that boy at linebacker, put that boy at edge rusher or something, dog. Like
running back.
If he held Shane Steichen back that much, yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God. But yeah, continue, my brother.
All right. My next hot take, Herbie, and this is and look, man, I don't have any dog in a lot of these fights, man, because y'all see this dog right here. But Herbie, in the offseason, I went out on a limb and said that the Broncos were going to win the division. Like they were the team that I was expecting to win. And you know what, Herbie? I'm still rocking with Broncos, man. Broncos country, let's ride. And I think they're going to upset the Chargers this Sunday, Herbie. Mind you, the Chargers, this is their third straight division game to start the season. I mean, look, for them to start 3-0 in division to start the season would be incredible. Justin Herbert has been a surgeon. The defense has been impressive. They're probably going to be a top 5 unit when it's all said and done. But listen, man, I still got faith in the Broncos. It took a while to get going for Bo last season. Not even a while. Bo probably broke out about game 3, game 4 last season.
Yeah,
and, my boy gets off to some slow starts, and he was good last week, Herbie. It's just, unfortunate things happen. They kind of let a game slip away. But I expect the Broncos to go into LA, and they're going to give the Chargers a real tough fight. This is going to be a defensive game, Herbie, because I think the Chargers defense is playing at a high level, and the Broncos defense with that pass rush, the Chargers are finally going to look like they're missing Rashawn Slater, right? And I think it's going to be one of those slobber knocker type of games. The Broncos will get that W, reclaim first place, and I think when it's all said and done, Herbie, I'm still riding with the Broncos. My final hot take, if you can call it that, Herbie, I'm worried about the Texans, man.
Rod, I ain't gonna lie. Wait, not to cut you off. Rod, your hot takes are like simmering, bro. These bitches is cold. Like, bitch, who not worried about this? Bro, I need some hot takes. Tell me some crazy shit. Tell me Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback you ever seen. Now, that's a hot take.
I can't say that. I can't say that, man.
Yeah, but the Texans, it's bad with the Texans. Like, it's bad. It's bad.
Nah, Herbie, I mean, after they dropped that game to the Bucs, shout out to the Bucs too for Baker having that clutch drive at the end. It's just, put it like this. They've won about 6 or 7 straight in Jacksonville. I think that streak ends this Sunday, Herbie. I think they are on a downward spiral. CJ Stroud hasn't looked quite comfortable in this offense yet. Of course, with that offensive line, who's going to look comfortable? They don't seem to have much of a running game. I don't know who's going to win this division at this point, Herbie. I kind of had the Texans as the default pick.
Yeah, we had the de facto, yeah.
I don't. Who knows what's going to happen, man? But I'm worried about it, man. I'm worried about it.
I will say this. I ain't never. I just every time I put money on the Jaguars, I lose. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bet on the Jaguars to win, so they could lose. Because I just want to bask in the glory of shitting on Trevor Lawrence, dog, for my whole life, bruh. So if the consistency, which is me betting on anything related to the Jaguars that blows up in my face, I'm going to do it again because I actually want them to lose, man. So I'm going to bet on the Jaguars to win so they lose, if you catch me.
That's hilarious.
I'm taking this till I die, man. Me versus Trevor Lawrence, man. And I was right about that. Bro, we be calling stuff out, man. Like, Gino making me look crazy, though.
The people don't want to hear it.
We were early on Trevor Lawrence. Really early. Like really early. That's why it's up for life with him, dog. I remember them comments, bro, on that first video, dog.
I remember
it's up for life, man. Like, but Gino, dog, you making me look crazy right now, dog. You making me look real crazy. Like,
can't hit them all, Herbie. Can't hit them all.
All right, we about to get up out of here, man. Any last words before we get up out of here, bro?
Listen, man. Shout out to everybody who's gonna come across this one, man. Obviously, Herbie, love doing this with you, my boy.
Me
Appreciate
too.
everybody who showed up on the pod today, all the people who watched.
Sir.
And let's go Dolphins, man. Fins up, man. Let's hope for an upset, bro.
Fins up, man. That's all we can do, man. So, everybody, we appreciate y'all for rocking with us. We rock with y'all, man. See you on Sunday. Deuces.